This is what it feels like to chew 5 gum. Get ready to know what it feels like to chew fucking 5 gum, brother.
Yeah.
All right. Start this shit.
Welcome. Please place it in the bagging area.
Hello. This is the produce aisle. I'm Jay.
I'm
and
Christian.
That's Christian. Yeah.
Don't say my name for me, bitch. And today
do it
we're going to
again?
talk about... No, we're not doing it again. Today we're going to talk about how it feels to chew 5 gum.
Wow.
And
I don't know how we were doing it.
I don't know how we're doing it. We're not going to start over again. We're just going to do it. This is the Produce Aisle podcast. We're going to be talking about random ass shit. And this is all for fucking fun.
We're going to be having a great time.
And
Hello,
today,
everybody.
to introduce ourselves, we're going to be talking about fucking childhood. Childhood trauma.
No.
No. Not the trauma.
Not trauma.
I'm kidding. That's not what it's going to be about. And you know why I got this idea to have this be our first episode?
Why?
You asked me if I could ride a bike.
Yeah, I did.
And
I've been waiting for
And I was like,
weeks.
nope, that's a perfect topic for a podcast.
Dude, I've been waiting for weeks to get my answer on that. Because I know you haven't been in a wheelchair your whole life, but I
Nope.
don't know if you
You're
ever,
giving the
like...
viewers lore. I'm just kidding. It's probably literally just Elisa and Nolan listening.
And Caitlin.
Yeah, so. And your mom.
And my mom. And my dad.
Thank you for
And-
the shirt.
He loves his shirt. Actually.
I should put that on screen that I have a wheelchair shirt. It says
that you
wheelchair
have
story,
that
$10.
my mom
Yes.
made for you.
All right. So I guess that's part of the introduction. I guess we can state it like we're in a fucking, like we just got fucking arrested. State your name. State your full name and occupation.
Right.
All right. Well, you introduce yourself first.
Okay, well, hello. I'm Jay. I don't know. I don't know what to say about myself. Like, I don't know. I like having a guideline, so I didn't hear you do it first, so I don't know
There
what you're
is
gonna
no
say.
guideline.
Oh, uh-oh.
Okay, I guess I gotta go first. My name's Kristen. I'm in a wheelchair.
This is gonna be terrible.
It's gonna be fun.
You're gonna have to edit so much.
No, I'm not. This is raw, unfiltered,
This-
brother.
This is a train wreck right now. No one's
This is
and
not
they're
a
gonna
train
tune out
wreck.
immediately.
Well,
All right, introduce yourself, bitch.
you know what?
Who are you?
I don't fucking want to. My name's Kristen.
Who are you? I
Who
am
are
from
you?
ancient Greece.
I am from ancient Greece. But anyways, you know, I'm just gonna go straight into the bicycle shit. Yes, I can.
yeah.
Yes, I can ride a bicycle.
Well,
Even though I'm in a wheelchair, they have like special bicycles. Like you basically use the arms to
Mhm.
like make the bike move, and there are 2 little feet things, and you can kind of like rotate them, but like the main movement comes from your arms, like moving.
oh, it's
the
kind of
top
like
thing.
how you. It's kind of like how you drive your car. with your
Yeah,
hands.
and but you're just like moving them up and down, kind of like the same motion that you would on like a bike machine at like a
Like a rower.
yeah. So like
Oh, okay.
I'm going like round and round.
But
Basically cranking it.
but my question is, did you learn how to ride a bike before you were in the wheelchair, like a regular bike?
Well,
Because I know you could like walk and stuff.
because you know I have muscular dystrophy, so I didn't start showing symptoms till I was like 8, 9. So,
Oh, okay.
So no, I think I did ride a bike with like training wheels when I was like
Mm.
younger. I don't know when.
But never like.
When did you learn to like ride a bike?
I think I rode bikes with training wheels up until I was about, I want to say 4 or 5. And then once I turned 5, I learned how to ride one without training wheels,
Okay.
just like the regular 2-wheel bike. So,
Yeah, I don't know when. I know when I was young. I know before I knew I found that I had muscular dystrophy. I did have like a like a bike with training wheels. I was probably like at least probably like under 7, but I know after 8 or 9, I think around like 10, maybe even 9 is when I got the like adapted bike, and it had the hand things like row. It was pretty cool. I didn't use it for too long because I just kind of outgrew it like within a year.
Yeah.
So because I was like between 8 to 10, because I found out I had muscular dystrophy or I think we started testing when I was 8, but then like when I was 9 in like 3rd grade, that's when we actually like, you know.
Oh, that's kind of crazy because I know you didn't end up in the wheelchair until you were what, 16?
Like 15, because I broke my
Okay.
femur.
Yeah, I remember that. So I didn't know because I know you had been like you knew you had muscular dystrophy then. It just hadn't like affected you to that point yet. I
Yeah.
knew that. But I didn't know like have you always had like I don't know, like mobility aids and stuff? Like have you ever had to use like those like before when you were like walking and stuff?
Yeah, when I was in like middle school, that's when I started using like a walker.
Oh, really? Like
Yeah,
a
just,
like old person walker or
yeah,
like
yes, like an old person walker.
like what my great grandma uses?
Bruh. Ableist, I'm just kidding.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically like that. And then when I was 15, you want to know how I broke my femur? I was
Didn't you,
reaching.
like-
I was reaching for raspberries in my fucking fridge. and
Yeah, I heard
fell.
about
Yeah,
I
and then
remember
fell.
that.
Did I never tell you about that?
No, you did. I don't think you did. I think the other,
Third party.
the
That's all
the,
I'll
the
say.
third party, the reason I know you,
Yeah.
told me
okay,
like
Okay.
when you guys first met. I think she told me about it.
Okay.
So,
Moving on.
Yeah, I've known that. Moving on. Anyway, so yeah, I've been waiting for weeks to hear the answer to that question.
Yes, I can ride a bike.
You can technically ride a
Yes.
bike.
Yeah, but like I would have to buy like an adapted bike, and it would be fucking annoying to
Yeah,
do all that.
yeah.
It's just not worth it.
Riding, I could genuinely say I don't think I've rode a bike since I was maybe 13 at the oldest.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't.
they have like bikes at like the gym that, like you can sit in. They're kind of like adapted bikes, because like at my old physical therapy office, they would have like a bike that you could like transfer into, and you could use it, and it was kind of meant for people that like can't really like walk, or like older, like a
Yeah.
geriatric patient,
Mm-hmm.
to get
Yeah, I've
like,
seen those.
the mobility. But
Yeah. So
all right, so we know when I
Cool.
developed my disability. When did you
So we know
develop
all
being
that.
fucking insane? I'm just kidding.
when I was fucking born, dog, like
Came out the womb a little
came out the
goofy.
womb fucked up. No, so obviously, I don't suffer from physical disability, but I've definitely got a lot of mental stuff going on.
brain
Brain fucked up, awful.
brain goofy.
My brain attacks me constantly. I love it.
Does your family like know you have BPD? Is this like a discussion you guys have? I like how the
we-
first conversation is us just going straight into our fucking issues. I'm just
Well, it is introductory.
Yeah, it's
But
fair. Two dudes
honestly,
being dudes talking
just
about drama.
guys being dudes. Honestly, no, my family and I don't really talk a whole lot about mental illness in general.
Yeah.
Recently it's been getting better. Like my family is a little more open to the belief of mental illness, but you got to remember like
Yeah, I
my
feel like
parents
for
and
like any generation that's like 1965 and below, it's like kind of a foreign concept to them, because there wasn't
well,
any of that back then.
yeah, even with my parents, like they grew up in the late 80s, early 90s was
Yeah.
when they were kids, and it wasn't really a thing then. So like I understand. My dad's very understanding about it, which is nice.
Yeah,
Um,
I feel
but-
like with TikTok and just Gen Z in general, I feel like it's kind of become more open in a way.
Yeah, that's like I was talking to my coworkers 2 days ago, like Thursday, I think. I was talking to my coworkers about it, and one of my coworkers, she's an older woman,
Yeah.
and she was talking, and she was like, yeah, like it just seems like nowadays, like there's so much going on with mental health that we didn't have when I was younger. And she's a very understanding woman. Like, she's not one where she's like, it's not real. She's just like, you know, she's just one where it's like, yeah, it seems like it's a lot more prevalent now. And I even brought up, because I'm, you know, she's in her
Mhm.
early 60s. My other coworker, Chris, is in his like mid 40s. And then I'm obviously the youngest one in my 20s. And so I was like, well,
20s.
I think, well, I think, I was like, I think it's less so that it's becoming more now, and more so that my generation is just breaking the stigma of like not talking about it.
Your generation, you act like I'm in my fucking 30s.
I'm talking about the conversation I had. They're not my generation, idiot.
Bruh.
They are not Gen Z.
Mm.
But yeah, no, anyway, with my mental stuff, no, my family, I don't know if they know that I have BPD. I don't even know if they know what it is. For those who don't know, by the way, clarification. I know a lot of people think when they hear BPD, they think border or not. When people hear BPD, they think bipolar disorder, which is another thing. Like, people do sometimes refer to it as BPD as well. But I have borderline personality disorder. So
Word.
yeah,
I'm just
it's
kidding.
word, solid. It's funny though having BPD, because it's one of the few mental illnesses that one is completely preventable from forming. And it's also like it's something
Yeah.
that you're not born with. Like, you
But-
can't be born
yeah.
with BPD.
But it's funny is like isn't it like just dependent? Like, because like some people can have like trauma, but they don't develop, you know, like
Yeah, it's fully
BPD.
dependent on your environment.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too, is like someone could grow up in the same exact environment that you grew up in and not develop BPD, but they could develop a different personality disorder from it. You know, like narcissistic personality disorder. That's a common thing. A lot of the times, if you grow up in a household, especially like this is the big one, like if you grow up in a household that has like two narcissistic parents, you're like most likely to have BPD.
yeah.
If you grow up with like one narcissist parent and one BPD parent, you're either going to be BPD or narcissistic more likely than not.
So
And then it's like if you have two
yeah.
BPD parents, it's more likely you could have narcissistic
is there any
disorder.
like genetic things when it comes to BPD? Like,
Um,
can it come up from your genetics?
Not really, no. Like, I think there are some like factors that can play a part in it, but I think it's mostly like if you're more susceptible to other mental illnesses, then
Yeah.
you're more likely to develop BPD. But
Yeah,
BPD is really not genetic, hardly at all. It genuinely is something that like is 100% preventable. Like, it's one of the very few mental illnesses that's completely preventable. I just got unlucky.
But, bruh.
So I mean, it's true. It's hell.
Because-
it's hell living with BPD.
Because like ADHD and like autism, I mean, those aren't preventable, are they?
No, those are definitely genetic.
Because I feel like those are more like personality, like or like I
They're-
basically I feel like there's like a stigma around ADHD and autism that like it has to be fixed, but I
Mhm.
feel like okay, so I know it's like high functioning and like I'll be and the low functioning. I know those terms are kind of like outdated now, so I think it's like high support and low support. So like
Yeah.
so like you know like obviously some people with autism, you know have very high supports. Like they need like a system, kind of like with Down syndrome as well. And I don't know if you saw that Down syndrome ad that was like really
I
popular on
did. I saw
TikTok.
that. I saw
Yeah.
it yesterday.
Yeah, that was
That was
so
really
cool.
great.
That was
I
such
love
a good
that.
video. You know,
I genuinely loved it.
I forgot, but basically, like what she was saying is like, you know, your beliefs,
Stereotyping.
Yeah, your beliefs and
Yeah.
stereotypes become like
Become the
yeah,
reality.
become the reality. And I feel like that's true with physical disabilities and mental disabilities. Like,
Oh yeah,
like,
absolutely.
feel
Because
like
I
if
know.
you're limiting someone with their disability, physically or not, it's like you're gonna basically like if you think you can't do something, then you're not gonna try. So
Exactly. Like that's what a big thing with my like recovery, because I'm currently in therapy and I'm currently actually in like a program with my therapist right now where we're trying to get my BPD into remission.
yeah,
And that's a big thing that's like been like hard on myself to kind of push through, is that like BPD can't technically be cured, but it can go into remission and be
yeah,
pretty much it's literally like a cancer. That's why they call it remission, just like
yeah.
cancer,
And I
because
feel like
it can
they're
go
different.
away and it can go away and stay away,
Mm-hmm.
but it also can come back very easily.
Yeah,
But that's a big thing with me, is like I thought it was impossible to really like get better, because
away.
I've lived with not only BPD, but I've lived with, you know, depression and anxiety disorders my whole life. So the thought of not living like that doesn't seem real, you know?
Yeah. That's why I feel it just depends, because like with ADHD and autism, or even like Down syndrome, it's like those aren't necessarily like mentally, like they need to be fixed. And I feel like there's a conception that, oh, you have this, you need to be fixed. It's like
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
need to be fixed, you know.
No, like that's indicating that there's something wrong,
You
you
need to know
know?
how to like manage your symptoms and manage who you
Exactly.
are. And I feel like boundaries are a good option for that. So like just like with that, the lady who made the Down syndrome video, we need you, if you want to look that up, you can like find it.
Oh yeah,
So it
yeah,
actually
absolutely.
knows what it's called. But yeah, but no, I feel like that was a great message, and it
Yeah,
applies to
like it
like
was.
all disabilities too.
Yeah, because it's also too, it's less about like you need to be fixed, or like this is what you can and can't do, and more so you yourself knowing your limits, you
Yeah.
know?
And it's kind of like they think everyone with Down syndrome needs like full support, like high supporting, but not all people, you know,
With
need
that, need it. Yeah.
full high support. It's kind of like with autism. It's like uh with my girlfriend, you know,
Yeah.
I've had
Love
to
her. Love her, by the way.
thought
Hello.
about this, is that, you know, when people find out you have autism, they kind of change,
They
you know.
treat you different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even people that are undiagnosed, even if you have like sensory issues,
Mm-hmm.
it's a big like even if people find out you have like sensory issues, it can change their opinion of you. And
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
obviously like Elisa doesn't need to change, you know. She just needs to stay exactly what she is. She just needs to learn how to manage her symptoms. And I have ADHD,
Yeah.
so, you know,
Same.
and I've had to learn to manage my symptoms,
Oh
because
yeah,
it can be
it's
really
yeah.
destructive if you don't, you know, keep up with your symptoms. And I'm gonna
Yeah,
ask
it's
Elisa if it's okay to talk about that. I didn't
right.
even say anything, but I'm gonna ask her anyways. But
Right. Yeah, no, it's definitely difficult, and I think that's a big difference with how we've lived, you know?
yeah,
Since we're talking about like like comparing like our
lives.
time growing up and stuff. I think that is a really good thing to bring up, cuz obviously you have a physical disability that
Yeah,
people can see immediately.
yeah.
So like people treat you different right off the
Just
bat.
yeah. So like if we all went out the pub, like in public, like let's say me, you, Nolan, and Elisa.
Yeah.
Let's say we all went out. It's like they're gonna know there's something wrong with me first.
Exactly. Like they immediately treat you different. But then
Yeah,
there's
I mean
like
you've
with
seen it
like
firsthand. Like
oh
just
yeah,
going
I've
out,
seen
like
it.
people would be like, "Does he know what he wants to order?"
Yeah, like that's
Brother,
what I
ask
hate.
me.
Like when you and I would go out, like
Bro,
just the two of us when we'd hang out, people would talk to me about you, and it's like,
you know, like,
don't
bro,
talk to
this
me.
is
I don't
my
know what he
this is
wants.
my brother.
Like this is literally like my best friend. Like I'm not
Bro,
him. Talk to
like
him.
talk to this motherfucker. He can figure it out for himself.
Right? Like I
You
don't
don't know
know
what
what
I
the fuck
want to
he
eat.
wants. But yeah, that's like the thing. Like you don't I feel like that's a big difference, is that
Well,
like you brought up,
yeah.
like you brought up, people will treat you one way and then they find out you have something mentally
Yes.
different. You know, I say that very
It's
loosely, different, but people find out that you're different and then you see them change how they treat you.
yeah. It's kind of like people with autism, or even I guess BPD too. It's like
Oh
it's
yeah.
like it's like the moment they see you have like a breakdown or see you have like sensory issues or
Mhm.
something like that, then their eyesight just changes. And there's actually this
Yeah.
there's actually this theory. I don't know what it's from, but it's like people can tell that you have a mental disability even if you are like high functioning,
Right.
like they can tell, and they'll treat you differently without even knowing that you have anything. They just kind of know.
Yeah, like that's what I hate, and that's a big thing too, is that like they treat you one way until they see you have like a breakdown or something. And that's been like a big thing with me in like romantic relationships. Like it's affected a lot with romantic relationships because I have had like partners who, treat me one way and then I have symptoms of BPD show up and they change how they treat me, and that's kind of what sucks. And I didn't get diagnosed with BPD until 2022. Before then I had completely undiagnosed BPD, so I just
Yeah.
didn't know what the fuck was going on with me. But then in 2022 I got diagnosed with BPD, and it's definitely hard because my partner at the time, you know who that was. We
Dun,
don't
dun,
have
dun.
to we don't have to name who it was. But my partner at the time, it was almost
Is
like he
this a
couldn't
lore
handle
episode?
it. Well, we are talking about our lives.
This is lore.
This is lore. I just feel like he couldn't handle it in a certain way. And
Yeah,
that's completely understandable because it is really hard to love someone
that's
with
yeah.
BPD.
That's what I learned
Um,
with my ex too. Is that like not everyone can handle a physical disability,
yeah.
and like that's not in a bad. But doesn't mean like the people that can't are bad people. I
No,
just mean
not
like
no, of
I
course.
feel like it. There's a lot of there's a lot of there's a lot of like prep work for
It's a
being.
lot that goes into it.
Yeah, but when you have a disability, like it's like going out isn't as easy,
Yeah.
and you have to like plan. So I'm very thankful that like Elisa's family, they will plan like for me without me even knowing. Like like they'll have called the restaurant, they'll have or like for her birthday this most recent time, they had already called the restaurant, they had already checked for ramps, they had already done
Yeah, of
everything.
course.
So for some people it just comes easier
Yeah,
because they
well,
just
that's
have
like
more
when you and I
natural.
would hang out, like I constantly would like we would like try to figure out what we would do, and I would make sure ahead of time like it's
Yeah,
accessible and that we could both go and do stuff,
yeah,
you know.
or
Well,
like
it's like I moved into this apartment and like I was like, oh, like I tried to get a first floor so that when you came and visited, you could come in, but it didn't
yeah,
work out that way.
it didn't
And
work
my
out.
family, like without me even prompting, my family immediately was like, oh, we can like do this, we can build this so that we can like get Christian in the house and stuff like that. So
Yeah, like
I thought
yeah,
that
it's
was
all
like
right,
sweet.
which is okay.
Yeah.
It basically it's just not everyone can handle it, which is at first it's like, oh, that's so mean, but like it's really not
It's not.
because no matter what relationship you're in, you want your partner to be able to handle whatever you have and
Right,
like
because
coexist.
like what you have, not only does it affect you, it affects the person that you're spending your life with, you
Yeah.
know.
And some people need more physical support, some people need more like mental support, which is what I've learned
Mhm.
in my relationship with
Yeah.
Elisa. That it's just kind of you gotta balance it. It's
Oh
just
yeah, like it's all a balance, and that's like a thing too, is like I'm at a point in my recovery now where I think I can have a good relationship, and I do. Like I've talked to my therapist and he says like the best part, like the best thing to have when you're recovering from BPD is to have a healthy relationship, especially when you haven't had one. And that's why I'm thankful for my partner, um because he's been incredible with me, lately. Like he's been so supportive. He talks me through my episodes. He gives me the patience that I need that I haven't had before, and I see the difference.
yeah. There's definitely
But
a big difference when you're with someone that actually like can. It's not like about like handling it. It's just someone that it just comes easier to.
it's just they're
Yeah,
more equipped to.
that's kind of like seeing other people in wheelchairs that have partners that are like conventionally attractive. and people are like always very confused, and it's like,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, well, he's in a wheelchair. Like, why would that work? But it's just like you can't really decide for people. It could work for so
Exactly.
many different reasons. So,
Like it just does. Like that's just how their
it,
dynamic is. They know how
yeah.
their dynamic works.
And some people definitely can't handle being with someone with a disability. Especially, I've just noticed that people that want more physical support, it's kind of harder for them to be with someone in a wheelchair. But people that need more mental support, I feel like they would rather have someone in a wheelchair. Like, because for some people, the like physical is no problem; it's easy peasy. But the mental is what they need help with.
Mental is definitely hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if you can give someone like if you can make someone happy and like help them in other ways, then you're a great partner. It doesn't have to be just like physical stuff, which is something I've learned. It's like
Oh yeah,
a good
absolutely.
partner isn't just moving furniture or driving a truck for it's like there's
Right.
lots of other things you can do to be a good partner. And I feel
Yeah,
like
I
people
definitely
and
agree.
I feel like some people forget that. I feel like they try to like use the physical to have leverage over their partner's mental state.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely like a big thing that a
Yeah.
lot of people don't kind of notice, you know? But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a very interesting like back and forth kind of thing.
Yeah, it just depends on who you're with. That's all.
Exactly. Like it just depends on
It's
your
like with every
thing.
fucking relationship, you have to figure out who's gonna suit your needs and if you can suit their needs is basically
Right.
all relationship
Exactly.
is. It's not as simple as it's just not. I don't know. There's a lot of
Mhm.
factors that go into finding a good relationship.
Yeah, of course. Just like anything, really. You just got to find who you mesh with, you know?
Yeah, and just like you mentioned with you, it's like someone couldn't handle your BPD, you know. And
Yeah,
and,
like
and
it's
like, is that their fault? It's like,
it's
maybe a
it's
little
not,
bit,
you know.
but
Maybe a little bit,
maybe a
but
little bit, but
there are certainly things that you could do to make yourself more equipped to handle it. But
yeah.
I'm not
And I
gonna.
feel like a big problem is like people expect their partner to fix their issues,
Exactly.
which
And it's
it's like your partner cannot fix your issues.
no.
If you expect them to do that, that's too much. Like you should
Yeah.
expect them to give you support, to give you love, and to like help you go into the right direction. But like
Right, but it's when
doing the
that
work for you
codependency.
is not good.
No, that codependency kicks in and
Yeah,
yeah, they can't fix it for you.
because only you can
Um
fix your issues. So,
exactly. Like at the end of the day.
and I feel like codependency is often kind of like used as like a bad thing, but people with mental disabilities or physical disabilities, oftentimes they need more codependency
Yeah,
from outside
absolutely.
factors that they can't control. And I feel like people need to remember that. Like that's not
Yeah.
toxic, but like
But it's when it gets to a toxic level that it's an issue for
yeah,
sure. I know
it's
that
like
was a big issue in my previous relationships for sure.
it's like
On
if
both
someone
ends.
yeah, it's like if someone can't physically like help you if you are physically disabled, then that can be an issue. Same with like the mental like help in like a support way, not like a curing you. Like that's not realistic, but
Yeah. This introductory episode has turned into just mostly a an awareness kind of thing. But
yeah, I guess that's not a bad thing. It's like I wish this was like later on when we had it all set up so it would be more to the front, but it's fine.
it's all right. It's not a big deal, but
It'll be.
no, I think it's important to like talk about because it
Yeah, I
does
think
help
it
like
is.
get to know who we are for sure.
Yeah, what
Um
issues we will be
yeah.
talking about.
But
we
that
talking
can
about stupid
segue.
shit too. This
we
is
do
just
talk
like,
about a lot of dumb shit. This is just like a
this
topic
is just
that
because we're awkward and it just
we
kinda
just
happens.
don't. Well, we also don't really talk about this stuff much.
don't
Like we don't
talk.
really talk about each. We
We
talk
don't-
all the time. Shut your
we
mouth.
don't talk on like call or shit. We just
We don't.
either it's there visiting or like whenever me and Elisa drive up, or it's
Yeah.
just
We mostly just
texting.
talk over text. Yeah.
Yeah, like I
But-
don't talk to your ass. That's literally it.
Yeah. But so segueing away from that to kind of get more into like introductory or whatever. So you grew up in Georgia, obviously.
Yeah,
Um
you grew up
and
in
I'm in
Ohio.
Ohio of all places.
Fortnite, Ohio.
Fortnite, Ohio.
Skippity toilet.
Shut your mouth.
Oh my God, it's Ohio.
Have you?
Oh my God, it's John Wick.
Oh my God, no.
It's Jason Bourne. Fucking
So
Ohio's mid.
I love Ohio. Shut up. I'm one
Brother.
of those weirdos that like actually like I genuinely love living in Ohio. Actually,
Okay, it's not that ugly, but like
it's really
I
not.
think no, you don't understand. I live in such a pretty place that like I have this experience whenever I travel anywhere else, because fucking Georgia and like Savannah especially is so pretty that
Yeah.
like anywhere I go, it's like it takes a lot to surprise me. Like I didn't really have like a oh my God this is beautiful moment until I went to like the West Coast, like just like being around California and driving through Utah and
Oh, yeah.
Colorado. That's when I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. Like that was the first time it happened to me.
See, that's where like you and Nolan are very similar. He loves it out west. He absolutely
yeah.
loves it. I love it more here. I'm very much an East Coast girly.
I don't know. I like both. I think both are very pretty. Yeah,
that's
because
the
like
thing.
Elisa, whenever she's here, she misses the mountains.
Yeah.
Which I
But also
understand.
too, it's just like how you grew up, you know?
I grew up in a swamp.
Right? Like when
In the coast.
I've traveled a lot of places in my life. Like I've traveled to over half the US and like a couple different countries. And like I love like there's a lot of beautiful things that I've seen in like a lot of different places, but nowhere feels as home as Ohio, you know? Like I come to Ohio and I immediately feel like relaxed. Like I feel safe in Ohio.
Yeah, I think that's
Like
just
the
part of it being home.
I think the only place that I've really felt like, oh, this feels as close to home as I've ever felt another place that isn't Ohio was when I went to Canada.
Yeah,
Like being in Canada, like that's definitely one of my happy places is just Canada,
that's a
like
very pretty
Ottawa.
place, for sure.
I love Ottawa, dude. I absolutely adore Ottawa. I want to go back so bad. I know a lot of people aren't like a huge fan because there really isn't like a ton to do in the city.
Yeah,
But like when you go to like the outskirts of it, it's amazing. Even in the city, like it is very pretty. It's just they're one of their major cities, so it's very busy.
yeah, that's
Um,
fair. I don't even have my passport. I've never been out of
Really?
the country, but like I've been all
Really?
over the country, but I've never been out of the country.
That's fair though. Like we have a lot of stuff to see within our own
You
country.
could travel in America for like hundreds of hours and still have more to do.
Still
But
have
like if
so
you're
much
in
to do.
like Europe, it's like Germany is like a 45-minute drive. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's fucking crazy how they can just go around and like people. I saw like a chart and it's like they put like Europe over America, and it's just crazy how big we are. I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
Americans like realize how big we are because
No.
it's just states, but like each state is its own country. Feels like.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. Well, that's like the thing too with like that is like next month Nolan and I are going up to Columbus and we're going to spend like a whole weekend up there, you know, and that's only a 2-hour drive from me,
Yeah.
you know, cuz like there's just so much to
I like
explore just
Columbus.
in your own state. I love Columbus. I just don't get to like explore
Pretty
it very
city.
often.
It reminds me of Savannah because everything's so spread out.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it's definitely a nice city.
Have
I
you
like it
been
a
to
lot more than
Georgia
Cincinnati.
ever?
No, I've never.
never
That's
been to
actually one of the few places I've ever been. I've never been to Georgia,
Yeah.
like anywhere in
I've
Georgia.
never been to Atlanta either, so I couldn't. Yeah, you don't know what
Mm-mm.
Atlanta looks like.
I know
But-
Atlanta's a fucking mess. I know that.
But whenever you went on your cruise, you saw LA. I know that was
I
rough for
I
you.
did, and I hate.
Yeah, I mean,
Not as-
whenever I drove there the first time, and because I was driving then, and I probably stressed the shit out of Elisa, which I don't
Yeah.
blame her. I was terrified. Like I was genuinely, I've never been that terrified driving. And then,
Dude, I don't know
was
how my dad did it driving
don't
through
know.
Long Beach, but he used to live in Monterey when he was in the service,
Yeah,
so he's kind of used to it. But no, I'm not a city girl at all. I don't.
City
I
girl.
grew up city girls. I grew up in a very small town. You know.
fucking.
Yay!
Because I feel like whenever I visit Elisa, like ever since that first trip, I think she's driven every time. Like
Yeah.
the last time I went to California and the time before that, she's driven because I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's totally
And she doesn't
like,
mind at all.
understandable.
'Cause
Yeah.
I drive here, and I'm just not a good driver.
Yeah. I've been
You
in
said,
your
"Oh,
car.
yeah, I
no.
know, brother."
Yeah, I've been in your car.
I've only been in your car once when you picked me up from Seattle.
Yeah.
When I was coming back from Seattle to see my sister, you picked me up. From
Was
the
it when
airport.
you went to Seattle that I picked
Yeah,
you up?
you picked me up, and then we went to fucking Hooters.
Hooters, boobers.
We went to Boobers.
Because we both love boobies. For anyone that doesn't know, I am bisexual, so
No one cares. I'm
boobies.
just kidding.
How dare you?
No one gives a shit.
Almost during Pride Month too.
Almost there, right, brother.
Almost Pride
Brother, look at the calendar. That says 3. We are like 3 months away. You are not even close.
I don't- Month. I don't care. Okay, about that.
You stinking liberal. I'm just kidding.
You goddamn liberal. Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Fuck, I'm
Yeah,
sweating.
because you've spent a lot of time in Ohio,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you kind of know. You know how it is.
Oh yeah, there, bud.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Never going back there, but no, I actually
You
I
come
can't
back
even
here
say
twice
that.
a year. Shut
I
up.
can't even say that. I actually did like Ohio. I don't think it's that bad because
Yeah, like-
you guys get like the perfect amount of snow where like it's not
Mhm.
a lot,
Yeah, it's
but
not like
you
blizzard
get
levels.
snow. Like
Yeah.
you guys have all 4 seasons, which I had never experienced before.
You have
living
all 4
in-
seasons in
living
like 2
Georgia.
days, dude.
Yeah, because in Georgia it's like it's summer, and then it's summer. You know what I mean? Like that. That's it.
Yeah, like
It's
you
summer,
don't get a break.
It's summer, it's fall, it's like winter for a week, and then it's summer again. Like it's 80 degrees, I think, today. And it's, that happened so fast. Like it was literally like in the 30s just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
like a
here
month
you
ago,
never know what you're gonna get. Like today, it's like I'm literally looking at the weather right now, and it's 60 degrees. Tomorrow, it's gonna be like in the 20s.
Yeah.
Like,
Savannah's a swamp. Like anyone anyone that ever visits here, like can feel how thick the air is. And it's a big change. But like the air in California is completely different. It's like crisp and clear, but
mhm.
if you're from here, like where we have thick air, it can kind of make you lightheaded.
Yeah. Well, that's
'Cause-
like I noticed that when I went to California, a few months ago. It was interesting for sure. Like it definitely
Came
like
in
the air.
October, which is like I think is a
Yeah.
good time to be there because
It
I was
was
there. In
it was
October,
nice.
Earlier that month for
Yeah,
her
like,
birthday.
Weather-wise,
that
it was
was-
really nice. Like I enjoyed that. I
Yeah.
just don't like how crowded
It's
it
a
was.
very
But I
pretty
also was in like
place.
the Long Beach
Yeah.
area.
You were in the most populated areas your whole trip.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
and
like,
it was
I feel like if you came there like just to like vibe for like a week, you would have much more fun. Because
Yeah,
all the places I've been there are so cool. So
yeah,
a lot
like
of
I
good
want to
food.
go up Nolan because he did. You remember back in
yeah, me and him both did a drive.
back in the summer he did his like 2 week long like West Coast kind of trip with his friends.
This man's copying me.
And
I'm just kidding.
He loved it. He loved it. He didn't like a lot of places in California, but he did love like going to like Arizona
Oh yeah.
and like that. Like I've been to Arizona
You
because
would
my
like
uncle lives
Utah,
there.
I feel
That's
like,
what I've heard.
I feel like Utah and Idaho are like the Ohio of the West
Really.
because they're still in the Midwest like range. So
Mhm.
like they have a similar topography, but they have mountains.
Idaho has the potatoes, don't they?
Idaho has the potatoes. Utah
Idaho
has
has the potatoes.
the Mormons. Ow.
The Mormons.
fucking hit
Is
my
that
head.
also
What?
is that also where
What?
White Sands? Is that where White Sands is, Utah?
I don't know, brother.
Oh,
Don't
well.
know.
Yeah, I forgot you're in dumbass.
I am
Um,
stupid.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to go like out west more and like explore that. Just kind of makes me
Purdy.
nervous because it's not the East Coast.
Yeah.
And going to California
understand.
like kind of freaked me out a bit.
When I went to Seattle to see my sister in 2022, that was the first time I ever went to the West. And no, it's funny because in Seattle it's completely different. Like it's not the air's not as like I don't know. It's not as dry.
Mm,
So it still feels kind of like East Coast
yeah.
in a way. But like, so my sister, she drove to California, and to her, she was like, I hate this. I can't breathe. Her fucking nose was bleeding. Like, she
Oh my
just
god.
can't stand how dry it is. When I was there, I didn't mind it. I think,
Yeah.
I think having like lung issues, like to me, it feels nice. because it's crisp and clear air, but I always have headaches when I'm there
It could be.
because the pressure, because you're much higher up, so there's
Yeah,
a lot
like
more
altitude
pressure
sickness.
going down on you. Yeah, but
Yeah.
like I'm always fine in like a plane, but a plane is a pressurized thing, so
I don't
it's
know.
different.
Being in planes for me affects me. Like, I don't mind being in a plane, but my head constantly feels just like tight in a
Yeah,
plane.
and your chest will kind of feel tight.
Yeah.
It's
Oh my
just
God.
different.
Oh my God. Did I ever tell you? Okay, the first time I ever flew on a plane was the first time I was ever like alone on a plane. So I was flying to Canada to see my my ex partner, and oh my God, I thought I was gonna pass out on the plane. Like as soon as it took off and they did like a sharp turn, it felt.
Yeah,
And as soon as they did that, I literally like felt like I was blackout. I was like,
it's
uh-oh.
kind
I'm
of when
like
you're
by
on
myself.
like a roller coaster, in a way.
Yeah.
How like you're so, I don't know. I feel like, well, it's different with like a roller coaster because like you don't really get used to a roller coaster. By the time you're used to it, it's over.
Yeah.
But with like a plane ride, it's like it's much longer, and I feel like obviously if you have like a motion sickness or car sickness, you might need like a patch to like help you, like one of
Yeah.
those motion sickness patches.
Yeah.
Or
Well, I felt bad.
might
I
need some
felt bad for my
medication.
brother. I felt bad for my brother because he went on a plane for the first time in February. He flew to Florida for a hockey showcase.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for him because I asked him how his flight was, and he was like, "I got sick on the plane." I'm like, "I'm
Oh,
so
yeah.
sorry, bud. I'm so
Fucking-
sorry, kid."
Our one of my online friends, Slav, that happened to him too.
Shout out Slav. Oh my God, I love
whenever
him.
whenever he went to Colorado, because he was like going to move there. I know he like was violently throwing up. I don't think it was from, like, I think it was before he flew. I'm pretty sure he ate something bad,
Oh damn.
but that sucks. Like even if it wasn't from motion sickness, just
Yeah.
having to throw up on the plane, that sounds awful.
I have not like been in a bathroom on a plane yet. Cause like one, I don't like public restrooms anyway. But two, I just can't like imagine like being in a plane bathroom, you know?
Yeah,
Makes me-
well, they don't have like accessible ones yet for planes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Maybe for international travel. I don't know. I know some do, but yeah,
Yeah.
but for regular flights you don't. You don't even your wheelchair goes in the bottom of the plane. You usually don't even have the aisle chair with you. I know there's a
Yeah,
lot
so
of
you can't even
reform-
like get out of
yeah,
your seat really.
There's a lot of reform going on like lately, especially in the past like 2 years about plane travel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's probably just the content I view, but there are a lot of physically disabled people that are starting to travel more, and they're
Yeah.
starting to kind of demand those terms. Which just like with I think 1994, that was when the ADA Act was official. Is when they actually started to require like handicap parking spots and ramps, which is crazy. The 90s is when that happened.
Yeah,
that's like
that's
I was born in 2000. Like that's crazy.
yeah, and even now, like a lot of places still aren't
Yeah.
acceptable.
I mean,
Acceptable.
so-
Accessible.
I mean, it's unacceptable that they're not
It's
accessible.
unacceptable. That's unacceptable. Fuck you guys.
I'm creating.
If you're Ayo, if you're not accessible, fuck you guys. I ride for my homies.
I'm creating an elite squad of disabled people, and we're taking your businesses down.
We're gonna take your business down. I'm gonna write to your manager. I'm gonna write to
to your-
corporate.
Yeah, but yeah, there's actually is reform for that stuff,
Yeah.
and now they're trying to. I know there was something passed here in America where it's like they're gonna start requiring for planes to have accessible bathrooms, and to
Mhm.
actually train people because I've flown a lot, like way
Yeah.
more than you have, and
Oh yeah.
like tons of times, and every time I always have to be like if I'm going from seat to seat, like if I can't do the transfer my own, someone has to pick me up, and
Right.
and most of the times I get like people that are strong, and one thing I've learned is because like the first time they really did it, it wasn't that bad, but the first time that like a woman had to pick me up, or even just like a smaller man had to pick me up, I was so nervous. But don't underestimate people. Like they fucking lifted me up.
Oh yeah.
Like honestly,
Oh yeah.
it just depends. Like honestly, like
Yeah.
it's like two really big dudes. They might not be as effective as two like 5'3" ass women coming in there with their walkie talkies. You know,
Oh yeah, I mean
like
just
don't
like
under.
Elisa. Elisa's tiny, but she's
She
strong
could.
as
I
hell.
feel like she could
She
pick me up
is
for some
she
reason.
is a
I've been seeing
beast.
videos on TikTok of women like picking up their boyfriends, and I'm like, there's no way she can't do that. She's like, I got to train so I can pick you up. Like, there's no way she already can't do that.
I picked up Nolan. I picked up Nolan the other day. I fucked up my
Yeah.
knee, but I picked up Nolan the other day.
Yeah.
And for anyone who doesn't know, my boyfriend is 6'6".
No one cares.
And shut up. You've seen him. You know what he looks like.
This man is
I mean, a
slutty waist.
6'6" and just pure muscle,
Slutty waist.
slutty waist, the sluttiest waist I've ever seen on a man. Didn't you? What did you say? You were here in the winter and you said something. You were like, I hugged him and he had a waist. Oh, you were like, he's built like a tortilla chip.
Yeah, and I said he had a slutty waist. You know, I was talking to like Elisa, and me and her were talking about like the drive home after we met him, and we were like, "Yeah, that man got a slutty waist."
That man's got a tiny waist.
But anyways, back to plane reform. People would have to pick me up, and some people are not trained to do it, so like people will like pick me up poorly,
Yeah.
and like it can like cause damage to me.
Oh yeah, I know. We've talked about that
Like
a bit
people will
before.
like I've gotten like scratched before, like I've gotten
Ooh.
like bruised on my like the armpits because people just don't know how to pick you up. But luckily, I know how to instruct people, or I know what to tell them to do because you kind of have to like
Yeah.
lock your arms. Because obviously with my disability, I can't like keep my arms down when they pick me up.
Right.
So it's I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I know
like
how
stuff
to
that people
instruct
don't.
But
Like,
But
yeah.
now they're gonna start training the airlines to like the people that do assist. You know, they're gonna start having them train how to like lift
Mm-hmm.
people and how to know for like medical devices. I don't have any medical devices, but
Yeah.
you know, like I couldn't imagine being picked up and having a medical device on me. The
Oh,
way
that'd
that
be
I've been picked
horrible.
up before, it's like you
Yeah.
know, the discomfort. And some people are already trained. I think Delta is pretty good, and the Atlanta airport they're pretty good. It's one of the biggest airports in the world, so they
Yeah.
better be fucking good. But you know, they're pretty good. But there is going to be actual like reform to like make it better.
Yeah, because I think that's something that people don't really think about,
You're in a
unless you
wheelchair,
are
you
obviously.
can't travel.
You
know,
can't
basically.
travel. You can't do that.
I
Because
drove
again,
across the country.
It goes back
By
into the thing we
myself.
talked about earlier, is like the stereotypes.
Or
you
like
know?
people seeing me in my adapted car.
Yeah.
They drive now.
I thought it was so funny. My brother, when he like first like officially met you, I think you were at like one of my shows or something.
Yeah, you were singing.
And he fucking he was talking to you, and he saw you like move your leg.
Oh
And-
my god. What is that? Did you fucking die? Hello? Oh no. Hello? Oh god. Oh shit. Okay, I'll go ahead. All right, well, we're back now. So anyways,
Okay, cool. Anyway,
tell me
sorry,
about
my
your
computer.
brother seeing my legs move.
Okay, so like I was saying, my brother, when he first like met you, we were at a show, and he talked to me later. He was like, I saw Christian's leg move,
Brother.
and I was like, yeah, because like I think you crossed your legs or something.
Yeah.
He was like, I saw Christian like cross his legs, and I like, yeah.
The sassy
he was
man
like-
apocalypse. I'm just kidding.
He was like, how did he do
that?
that? I'm like, he's not paralyzed.
Brother, no, that's the funniest thing. When people see me fucking move my legs or fucking sloth, he'll be like, nope, you don't have any legs.
I know.
It's so fucking funny.
I was
Like
like, he's
brother.
not paralyzed. He can move his legs. He just can't walk. Like,
Nope.
nope, no
But
walk.
yeah,
Or like
but-
my grandpa. My grandpa was talking to me that same night, and he was like, I was nervous to like reach to shake his hand because I didn't know if he could move his hand.
At least they care.
I think at least they didn't want to make you feel bad, you know?
Which is funny because I think like Elisa's family was the most natural with it. Like they've never asked, or like I mean I know they've asked like Elisa questions, but they never really cared too much. I feel like they've been the most natural with it.
Yeah.
Besides like my own family, obviously, but I feel like they just don't really care that much. It
Yeah,
just,
of course.
It just doesn't really. It's not important, I guess. But I don't know why it should be. But yeah, in my fucking adapted car, I've had people like. I remember one time I like parked over on the fucking lines. This is back in Ohio, and some guy looked at me and he was like, "Hey asshole, park better." And then I fucking dropped my ramp, and he just. I love this. I'm gonna have a fucking wheelchair story every fucking podcast.
They
Wheelchair
fucking
story,
panic.
$10.
Wheelchair story, $10.
No, but like literally, can that be merch? I'm just kidding. We just
Be
started.
merch?
Anyways, I love that. Or like when people see me like double parked, and usually because there's no handicap spots, I always have my placard up, and I have like the spot on my plate, on
Yeah.
my license plate, fuck. So I can like, so people see it, but like people will see me double parked, and they'll be like, and they'll like give me like these weird stares, and they'll just drop their ramp, and they just
Yeah.
ah.
So
Ah.
irritating. See,
It's
that's
so
like
funny.
stuff that like you don't have to deal with, at least when
Yeah.
you have like mental stuff.
You don't have to deal
Um,
with that. It's different.
Yeah, thankfully.
But yeah, it's funny when people see that. I love those moments.
It's
And-
like, hey, dumbass.
And or like if anyone parks next to me, God forbid I'm with Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Stuttering like a bitch. God forbid I'm with Elisa. She will No, literally we were at a fucking Mexican restaurant with
Yeah,
my
of
family.
course.
Someone double parked and she was like, "This fucking bitch," and then she ran inside, and it turns out it actually was a parking spot and we didn't know that people could actually park there.
Right.
The lines were gone. I don't know how there was a
Wow.
parking spot, but yeah, it was technically a parking spot. And the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry." So at least I just had to move the car. But Jesus Christ, she was waiting to go beat a bitch.
Oh, she was ready.
She was ready. She was prepping.
She's just ready to go.
I know the first time it happens, like, I'm scared for that person. Whoever
Oh,
takes
absolutely.
the brunt of it.
Like,
Uh.
oh, they don't want to deal with her. She may be tiny, but she's scary.
Crazy.
She crazy.
Crazy.
Her and I are two different breeds of crazy. That's for sure.
Liberal. You got blue hair and pronouns crazy, and then Hispanic
Bruh.
crazy.
Hispanic crazy.
Latiner crazy.
Latiner.
Uh,
Hey, she's one of them. Shouldn't she?
That's getting cut.
I shouldn't say that.
That's getting cut. That's cut. You bitch. That's cut.
Cut. You can't say that.
Oh my god. Anyways,
Yeah.
But
No, that's the
yeah.
thing. People usually don't like
oh my god.
mess with me too much when I'm out with Nolan, thankfully, because I got my big scary guard dog. I love that.
Woof.
Woof.
I feel like
Yeah.
me and her's the opposite. She's my guard dog.
Right. That's the thing
Woof.
though, is like I'm a foot smaller than him, but I'm out here. That man leveled.
Don't.
What?
Don't.
I'm allowed to talk about my partner if you're allowed to talk about yours.
I don't want to cut anything
Dummy.
else.
I'm not what I'm gonna throw you.
I don't know how to finish this.
I think I'm gonna kick you down the stairs. I think that's a good way to
Now that's
finish
ableist.
it. No, it's just I don't hate you because you're disabled. I hate you because you're you.
I can't even say what I'm gonna say. I can't even say what I'm gonna say. It sucks.
I can't even say it.
You're a homosexual. There you go.
Yeah? Say something we don't know, bud.
I don't know how to finish this shit.
I also don't know how to finish it.
Can we have
Thank
like
you
an
for
actual...
listening,
No. Shut
bitch.
your mouth. Can we have an actual topic next time? No, this was a topic,
Yes,
but
this was, but I think we kind of got way sidetracked. We mostly
Good.
just talked about like disability.
which isn't bad. That's
No, it's not a bad thing.
BPD and my disability are kind of a big part of our personalities.
Kind of
Not
a big part of
personalities,
it,
but,
yeah.
like,
Our existence.
it definitely sums up what we're talking about. I still
Yeah.
think we should do the album reviews. We're like,
Absolutely.
yeah, I think that'll be really fun. Or like movie reviews. I know you didn't see Dune, but
No,
that'd be a good review. But you don't like anything.
bitch.
Gobert. I'm just kidding. But I feel like there has to be some popular movies that we can both
Oh yeah, absolutely.
watch in our own time and then come back and talk about.
Talk about it, yeah.
Do we want to like
I'm
pick an album to talk about? Because I mean, like, if we pick an album, we probably won't talk about it till like the third or fourth podcast.
Yeah, I mean,
So
Did you already stop the recording?
No, I'm still recording.
Oh, we're still talking. We're just
Yeah, we're
discussing
talking.
business on the pod.
All right, let's go and pick an album. Well, yeah, we can pick it on the call. I'd say
True.
give me your.
You know what I'm gonna say.
No. Let's not do our favorite albums. Let's just do. I'm trying to describe what this could be. Just like an album. You know what? Do an album. No, but I know you've heard that. I was gonna suggest
I listen
a Queen
to a lot of
album,
music.
but you
Oh, I
already-
love Queen.
Okay, so let's do an. Okay, what's an album? What's an album that you like that me and you both like,
Oh, that's a hard one.
or just something
I don't know.
something that you know I've listened to, something that's like popular, just for the
Hozier?
first time. No, never listened
There's
to
a
Hozier.
lot to discuss with his latest album.
Yeah, I haven't. Okay, wait, is that an album or is that just a song? I don't think it's released yet.
No, he's an album that he released last year. And
Okay,
it's so good.
all right. So I'll listen to the Hoser album. Let me pick an album for you. Just send me the album.
I could
do you know what
make
it's
you
called?
listen to Sleep Token.
No, please save
Yeah,
that
it's
for
called
later.
Unreal on Earth.
Okay, so it's Hoser Unreal on Earth. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Fuck. That's YouTube, not Spotify. You can hear me tap my phone. That's fucking crazy. Let me pick up my phone.
Tip, 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 tip.
Unreal on Earth. Okay. I'll save that. I've never listened to that. So let me pick something you haven't listened to. Ooh! Have you ever listened to Black Sabbath?
Not a lot.
Okay, look, I'm gonna give you a Black Sabbath album. I wanted us not to do our favorites, and obviously I don't think Hoser is like your favorite. So-
Yeah.
And Black Sabbath's not like my all-time favorite, but it's just something. Do you want to do it like our third podcast? So like 2 weeks from now.
Yeah. So what is the one you want me to do?
Hold on, I'm trying to see the lengths of both just to see if they're kind of similar. Oh, the album you gave me is an hour and 2 minutes. Jesus.
It's good though.
No, it's not bad. I'm just saying, like, the one I was gonna give you was like 40 minutes.
No, that's not that bad though.
Oh, here you go. I'll give you. This one's 41 minutes, but there's definitely a lot to unpack. It's an album you definitely know of, but like you might have not like. This will be. And are we gonna call it like album battle or like?
We'll figure it
What do you
out.
wanna call it? All right, so I'm giving you the Paranoid album for Black Sabbath. It's like, yeah, I know you probably heard like Paranoid, but I doubt you've listened to the whole album.
Oh no.
And Hoser, I probably heard a song or two on that
Oh, definitely.
because he's fucking popular. Yeah, so we'll do Black Sabbath, Paranoid, and then what was it? Unreal on Earth by Hoser. And
Cat is being an attention whore.
okay, that's my cat is probably meowing and scratching at doors.
Little bean.
Being a fucking demon. But anyways, so we'll talk about those two albums. I think that'll be a good segment. That'd be like a monthly thing.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll probably do like movie reviews and things like that
Mhm.
too. We just have to pick shows and movies. I think Avatar could be its own podcast, like multiple
Oh,
podcasts.
definitely.
We could talk about that for days, and that's
Yeah.
how you get the views, brother. Talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender on YouTube is like, that's just gold.
Yeah.
It's like
You're gonna have to cut like all this out of the recording.
No, I'm not.
We're leaving it in.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, how the fuck do we end this? Hey, your mama.
Hey, yo, mama. I don't know. I'll end
This is
it.
what it feels like to chew 5 gum.
Thank you for listening. This has been the
Wow.
produce aisle.
What a basic ass.
Shut
fucking
up. People need to
outro.
know what it is.
Oh. I don't think we ever addressed that, like, we're fruit
Oh yeah, we didn't.
and vegetables. Obviously, I'm going to edit that in later, but I don't think we ever mentioned that.
Yeah.
We're so bad at this. All right.
Well, this is also the first recording.
Yeah,
so
it's the
fine.
first goddamn time. I think we had some pretty natural conversations, so I think it's
Oh
pretty
yeah.
good. All right. Well, we'll talk
Thank
to
you
y'all
for
later.
listening.
Bye-bye.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Like it's the fucking basement yard. How the fuck does their song go? The fucking intro song for the basement yard?
Oh.
Oh! Ow!
Oh.
Alright. I think mine was better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't record the last half of it because my computer crashed. So
Yeah.
I
We
feel
all
like
know
most
why.
of that's gonna be
Because you have
pretty
blue hair and pronouns. Goodbye.
right.